What's up, guys, and welcome to the first ever of my series called Banjo Engineering, or Engineering 101. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about tow bars, bumpers, and how they kind of interact with each other. This is my Gatling gun. It's very awkwardly colored, but there's a reason. Everything green, you can see, is the base, and everything blue are joints, usually involving bumpers and tow bars, and then the red is the moving parts. Okay, so before we get started, let's go ahead and go to the tester track and see what it does. It gets kind of weird initially. Things start getting shaky. There we go. Starts bouncing around a little bit. Then it gets kind of settled, and there we go. So you can see, once I get it going, it just continuously spins. I don't have to do it ever again, and I can shoot in all kinds of different directions. And, well, in a straight line, but in scatter shots all over the place while it's spinning. And that's it. To get it to spin, with my left analog stick, I can go left or right. I can get it to switch other directions now. It takes a little while because it gets spinning pretty quickly. There it goes. Now we're spinning to the left. And there we go. Okay. Pretty neat. Not much to it. As I said before, white pieces are completely cosmetic. That you don't need them. Blue pieces and red pieces, everything's pretty much up to you as far as design, aside from a few things which I'll get into here now. Base, completely unimportant. You don't need to be worried about this. I don't have to show you everything that's going on here. The only key factor here is that it's wide, that it's heavy, that it's long enough, and that it's, like I said, heavy. And I have armor pieces here to kind of help weigh it down, since I don't have any heavy pieces yet, and I evenly space them in the corners to kind of help. If you have them in any other directions, you know, they're not evenly spaced, it can get kind of weird, especially when it first starts spinning around and things start bouncing around and you end up damaging your gun. White pieces, we're going to get rid of these real quick. These long white pieces don't really do anything. They're only, like I said, cosmetic. I thought they looked kind of cool. Hello, handsome flash. Okay, so, oh, one more piece. There we go. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the, there we go, you can see a little bit better there, the blue, right? This blue here, we have two tow bars, and this tow bar is connected to the base, as you can see. So this tow bar is not going to move. It's going to stay there. So if we didn't have this whole system with the bumpers rigged up, the barrel would just fall to the ground. It wouldn't do anything, and that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be an effective Gatling gun. So what I did was I encased both turrets, or not turrets, both tow bars, my bad, with parts, and this kind of help expand them a little bit, create it like a joint, right? So with this one, we have a big old disc around it, and we have the bumpers to help brace against it, to help hold it, right? The bottom bumper is going to take most of the weight, and even without this centerpiece here, the barrel would still spin, kind of, but they'd be putting a whole lot of weight right here on this bottom bumper. And if we didn't have the ones on the left or the right, then it would just fall to the left or the right. The one on the top, not quite as needed, but I went ahead and put it there anyway. The barrel itself, largely up to you as far as design. The only key things here you need are that the ammo is going to be in it. It has to be on the actual barrel itself, otherwise it's not going to count as being part of the vehicle, and it won't shoot because of the tow bars. And then we have the centerpiece here with the bumpers to help, again, help support it and help pass the momentum on from one bumper to the next to help keep it spinning forever and ever and ever. So let's go ahead and pull this blue part here out and get this. Alright, so then, oh, I forgot my bumpers. What the ring here, as I said before, helps kind of support the rest of the weight of the barrel. You want to have most of the weight back here. if you have too much weight in the front, you create like a fulcrum with this bumper, and it puts a whole lot of stress on it, and it doesn't really pass we'll call it the information, the inertia, onto the next one, and so it'll just kind of sit here and rest, and it won't really spin very well, not very quickly, and it'll just sag, and we don't want that at all. So what I do suggest as far as design is that nothing more than wedges. You can't use a cube or anything going on here, especially with the added weight on this bottom bumper. If these were squares or cubes, then the cube center would just smack onto these just enough that it won't spin and it'll just sit there. So you want to keep this part as open as possible. I don't like the look of a cube like this. It's just too open. It doesn't look interesting. It's very flat and boring. So I used wedges. You gotta make sure to keep, like I said, keep everything open right here. And then as far as this part with the tow bars and the bumpers, I went into a little bit of detail just a second ago about their purpose. Here we have the main joint, this is all where the action happens with this tow bar. And so we create a disc here, right, that helps to brace the whole barrel connected to the tow bar against these bumpers, so that it can spin freely with no problem. Where you place Banjo doesn't matter at all. I wouldn't suggest placing him on the barrel. That wouldn't be very good. But you could just spin very fast, and it would put odd weight distribution, and the barrel would kind of act kind of weird. But and I feel like I should go into more about this. There's really not much else going on. All we have are the tow bars. I only have 4 because I just got them last episode. So I'm only using 2 tow bars and some bumpers, and I'm using the bumpers to help cushion all the moving parts against one another, right? To help keep them from rubbing, to help kind of soften things and help kind of spin things, right? So because tow bars can spin in any direction when it's connected to each other, this one's weighted. It's not going to move. It's static. This one is dynamic. It'll keep moving, and in order to control that, we use bumpers positioned in strategic places to help control what happens, where things spin. So let's go back real quick before I finish this up. Load up the gun and take a look. Let's get rid of some of the white pieces, so you can kind of get a look at everything real fast. Okay, now we get rid of all these white pieces that don't make any difference whatsoever. However, they do kind of help weigh things down. I don't have weighted, I don't have heavy pieces or anything like that, so I don't really have a lot of weight. So I used a ton of pieces, parts, things to make it look cool and to kind of help add a bit of weight. So let's get rid of all this, and as long as it's connected, no big deal. So that's all it is right there. Okay, that doesn't look very cool, doesn't look very interesting. We have a ring, we have a base, and we have the barrel. Super boring, super uninteresting, and that's it right there. That's the whole thing. Let's see what it's like, how it handles in the test track real quick. There we go. You can see it, kind of wobbling around like before, spinning around. It's awkward looking. I realize that. I can hear you guys giggling, but that's it. That's all it is. It's a pretty neat little Gatling gun. I think it's pretty cool. You see the bumpers here real easily. You see them just bouncing around, right? And the centerpiece being squares, they hit the bumpers as they're moving, and then they get pushed on, right? So the bumpers are kind of helping to push the the pieces, right? It's easier to push a flat piece than it is to push a round piece. You have, you know, something to really create some leverage with. And here we have the back pieces, and you can see the bottom spring is taking a lot more to load than the rest. The left and the right bumpers aren't really doing a whole lot. You know, they're kind of feathering a little bit. But you can see the compression on the bottom spring. The top one is kind of melding to the top of the disc there. It's not doing a whole lot. The very tip top of it is not even touching. You can see that there. The very tip top is not even touching really the disc, but the bottom is. So it kind of helps add some support, and that's all there is to it. This is it. This is the entire gun. Make sure, as I said, you can see the thing spinning there. See the corners and everything of the barrel spinning, and you can't, you know, you can see there if there were squares or anything or cubes, I mean, they would just be rubbing up against it constantly, so it wouldn't spin at all. And that's really all there is to it. Let's go back here and reload the vehicle in all its glory. And that's it. This has been, as I said, my first episode of Banjo Engineering, or Engineering 101. And if you guys want me to, I can go into a full tutorial on this vehicle. More so, it wouldn't be this exact piece-by-piece vehicle, but it would be the building process behind making a turret. Okay, it took me a long time just because I had to get the weight and everything even, so don't stress too much if it's taking you half an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours to get everything just right as far as your weight distribution. And well, it's really just weight distribution. That's the key part here. But don't stress on it. You know, it'll come. It's the basic mechanics that I wanted to discuss, and kind of help share with you guys, and so you can make your own turrets. If you want this turret, feel free to send me a message and ask me for it. I'll be able to send it to you guys whenever I get on. And I guess that about does it. I'm gonna go eat and probably go to sleep because I'm freaking tired. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get out episode 5, play for a good 20-30 minutes, get a couple of acts done, and upload that for you guys. But until next time, you guys have a good night.